Hello, grade 9s. Today we're looking at different types of sentences and its classifications. Please make sure that you have your English book with you and that you're taking down notes. And then after this, there will be a questionnaire that you need to work through. So if we look at a sentence, it is obviously a group of words which expresses a complete thought. A sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop, a question mark, or an exclamation mark. And this is all different details of a sentence that you already know. You've learned this from primary school already. We know that a sentence must contain a subject and a finite verb. Remember that a finite verb is a form of a verb that has a subject and can function as the root of an independent clause. Okay, it's an independent clause can in turn stand alone as a complete sentence, so therefore it makes sense on its own. So there's also no subordinate clause. In order to check whether you have a subject, ask who or what before the verb. Who's doing the action or what is happening. The subject may be replaced with a pronoun. Okay, so he, she, or it. So if you look here, the boy plays. Who's busy playing? It's the boy. Okay, so we know that is in the subject. There are 4 types of sentences in English that you need to know. First one is a statement. Okay, and this is the supply of information. For example, Sean is going to school. Okay, it's information given to us about what is happening with Sean or where he is going. A question, very easy. Okay, this asks for information. So where is Sean going? Then exclamations. These are express emotions such as surprise, fear, alarm, or anger. Okay, the example there, it's a ghost. And obviously have a look at the exclamation mark to guide you. And then commands, known as imperatives. And these are used to give orders or instructions. Okay, do not enter through that door. Okay, so it's very clear and often quite strict in its way of commanding. We then classify sentences into different groups as well. So your simple sentence, this has one finite verb. So remember, what is a finite verb? And deals with one idea. Okay, so Anne reads a book. The subject Anne, the verb reads, and we have an object book. Then your compound sentence, this has 2 or more finite verbs. So once again, you see you have to know what finite verbs are. It may be made up of 2 or more simple sentences joined by a coordinating conjunction. So once again, 2 simple sentences that can stand alone, and then obviously joined with a coordinating conjunction. We had a look at what coordinating conjunctions are when we looked at the comma splice error, but just a reminder, remember the acronym fanboys or fanboy. And those are your coordinating conjunctions. So for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Okay, so that's pretty much your most crucial rule when looking at what is a compound sentence. Okay, remember, it's made up of 2 or more simple sentences joined by a coordinating conjunction. So if you have a look at this example, Dan plays soccer at school and works on his computer at home. Okay, so we've got our coordinating conjunction there. Then a complex sentence, this contains one main clause or thought and 1 or more subordinate clauses. Okay, remember when we looked at phrases and clauses, that comes into play here. Okay, so this will then provide additional information and they are joined by subordinating conjunctions as well. Okay, so look at the difference. Your compound sentence is coordinating conjunctions, and then your subordinating conjunctions goes with your complex sentence. Remember, your subordinating conjunctions, there are many to choose from. If you think of words like after, although, because, before, even though, provided, since, so that, unless, whenever, wherever. So make sure that you understand your coordinating conjunctions really well, all 6 of them, and that should then help you to know what your subordinating conjunctions are. So make sure you understand those rules quite carefully. Okay, compound sentence, coordinating conjunction, a complex sentence, subordinating conjunction. Okay, so it's an independent clause with your subordinate clause. Have a look at this example. So Candice received her results while she was recuperating in hospital after she had broken her leg. Okay, that is your example of a complex sentence. Right, a sentence can be divided further into subject and predicate. Okay, and so your subject is obviously who does the action, or what is happening, or what we are talking about. It is the person or the thing. Okay, the who, the that, which is performing the action. The word that follows the linking verb, okay, to be, is not the object. It is known as the complement. And your complement here, its function is to enlarge the subject. The race was exciting. The author became famous. Okay, that's your complement. All right, then your predicate. Okay, the predicate is the rest of the sentence. That's quite easy. Find your subject and you'll find your predicate. So let's go back here. The race was exciting. What is our subject? The race. Then we know that was exciting is then your predicate. Okay, the predicate is the rest of the sentence. It expands on the subject and always begins with the verb. So Anne is our subject. Built the sandcastle is our predicate, the verb being built. The boys in grade 7. Okay, so not just the boys, okay, because it's not just any boys, it's particular, it's the boys in grade 7. We're happy to go to high school. Okay, analyzing the predicate. In a full analysis, the predicate can be divided into verb, direct object, and indirect object. The direct object, okay, this directly answers the who or the what after the verb. And then your indirect object always tells you to whom or what, or for whom or what after the direct object. Okay, let's look at this table. So in the top there, you'll see subject, verb, direct object, and indirect object. The dog, the subject, okay, brought, which is the verb, the ball, okay, so is your direct object. So what did the dog bring? To his master, and that's in our indirect object. Have a look at the word to. Right, Machik, subject, opens doors, opens being the verb, doors being the direct object, so the what. Okay, for the future, and once again, have a look at the word for. Okay, so differentiate between direct object and indirect object. Right, there's a Google form that you now need to complete.